Welcome back to Learn Astrology with Mary. My name's Mary English. You can find me at www.maryenglish.com, maryenglish.co.uk and UK Astrologer. Hello, how are you? Last week I was talking about Mercury retrograde, conjunct Venus retrograde, and how it all happened, and etc. I will continue with that at some point, but I'm not going to today because we've had some things happen in the UK. So we had a general election. Yay! And we were trying to get, listen to me now, quite a lot of people were disenchanted with the present political party, and they got voted out, which, as far as I'm concerned, I'm very happy about. Now, this isn't a political broadcast because I don't want to get into politics because that's not my job. I work one-on-one with people and etc. But what I did find and have found, because I've known this for quite a few months, maybe years even, that the astrology of the people concerned that are now running our country are quite interesting. So today I'm going to be sharing with you just 3 charts. We never like to go overboard. And I'm going to show you why these 3 people are the 3 people that they are. Okay, so off we go. So I had a general election and everybody went to the voting polls. Well, not everybody. I think it was a turnout of about 50%. It's ridiculous. Let me tell you now, if there's one thing that really cheeses me off is people that don't use their vote and then complain about how countries are run. Never complain about a political situation if you haven't voted. I don't think you're entitled to an opinion. So I'm always encouraging people, vote. I don't care who you vote for, but use your vote. Women died for the vote. And all the voting booths are always open, very long hours, so there's no excuse. Anyway, so a guy called Keir Starmer has now got the job of Prime Minister and he's running the country. Now, nobody knows what time of day he was born because he's born in the UK. I'm so tempted to. I did it with a previous political leader when David Cameron was in power. He had a guy called, I was going to say Nick Campion. That's not his flipping name. He's an astrologer. David Cameron joined together with the Liberal Democrats, and the Lib Dem leader was called Nick Clegg. And I emailed him, Nick Clegg this is, and asked him what time of day he was born. And his secretary replied back to me and said, Nick says he was born at such a time. Now, for the life of me, I can't remember what it was, but I do distinctly remember emailing, and don't ask me why I got a reply, but I did get a reply. I think it said something like, astrologers would be very interested in this and but I did actually get a reply, and I think somebody else emailed him as well, and I'm sure his Nick Clegg's details are up on Astro Databank. But anyway, maybe at some point I'll email Keir Starmer's team, but anyway. So Keir Starmer was born in London the 2nd of September 1962. He's a sun sign Virgo with sun conjunct Pluto. He's also got sun conjunct Uranus because he was born during the not the conjunction itself of Uranus and Pluto, because that happened around about 1964, I think it was. Has his Uranus and his Pluto conjunct to each other? Oh yeah, they are conjunct, beg pardon. Yes, because his Uranus is 1 degree Virgo and his Pluto is 9 degrees, so they're just within orb. But his Sun is 9 degrees and his Pluto is 9 degrees. I don't know if I said that a minute ago, but I'm saying it again now. So he's actually got an exact conjunction of the Sun and Pluto. And then you have to ask yourself a question, do you want somebody running in a country that's got that, yes or no? Now, if he didn't have the other things he's got in his chart, I think that might be a little bit scary, really, Sun conjunct Pluto with a bit of Uranus in there. But hey, he has got Moon in Libra, which is a very fair-minded moon to have, and he also has his Mercury in Libra, so that means probably on a bad day he can be a bit indecisive, but hey, that's just Libra for you. He's got Venus in Libra and he's got Neptune in Scorpio. So I'll go around the zodiac. I've done 6 a.m. as a birth time, and I don't have a time of birth So I do 6 a.m. just it's like sunrise chart, and I've used whole sign just so I can see what sign everything's in. He's got Saturn retrograde in the sign of Aquarius. He's got Jupiter conjunct Chiron in Pisces, and those are both retrogrades, and he has Mars in Cancer. Now, because we don't have a birth time, I ain't going to talk about houses because you can't when you haven't got a birth time. What I can talk about is transiting planets and what was going on. And he's got Mars in Cancer, which who knows if it's ruler to anything, like house-wise or whatever. But the Sun, Venus and the Moon were all in the sign of Cancer when he got the job. So he got elected, he got the job. The job was given to him on the 5th of July this year. So he's Prime Minister. Rishi Sunak went out one door and he went in the other. Now that's just his chart. Can't comment on much else. We haven't got a birth time. We do have quite a seesaw chart because we've got Jupiter and Saturn are a distance away from the other parts of his chart. So I'd say that was a seesaw 8-2. And he's got the job. So Moon was in Cancer the day he got the job, and the Sun and Venus, which is all on his Mars, but nothing else was especially conjunct. Pluto is retrograding in the sign of Aquarius at the moment, and he's got Saturn 5 degrees Aquarius. So I suppose we can say that's within orb, and his Saturn makes a nice, what does his Saturn do? Makes a nice trine to his Mercury. Who knows if that would be a signature for getting elected to run a flipping country. Natally, he's got Sun opposition Jupiter, and his Jupiter is retrograde and his conjunct his Chiron. It was quite a sad part of his childhood because his mother had something rather seriously wrong with her, and his parents had to sort of penny pinch a bit. I mean, he wasn't desperately poor or anything like that. And he does have he's got a grand trine, and he's got a kite. Look at him. So he's got a kite shape in his chart. Interesting. But that's as much as I need to say about him, because this isn't a particularly long podcast, so I don't want to bore the pants off you political things. Now, his deputy, okay, so he's got his cabinet, he's got 2 women, in fact he's got 3, but I'm not doing the third one, because I haven't been following her, so I don't know much about her. The 2 of the people in his cabinet, he's got his deputy, so she's the deputy prime minister. She's also the something or other of the levelling up and something department. I never even remember what it's called. It's such a horrible thing. And she's called Angela Rayner, and she was born on the 28th of March 1980 in Stockport. Oh, by the way, Keir was born in London, and it's Keir, not Keith. So many people call Keith, his name's Keir. Keir, like here. Rhymes with here, but it's not spelled like that. Angela's is number 2, and 28th of March 1980 makes her an Aries. Now remember, of course, that Keir has his sun sign in Virgo and his Mercury in Libra, and Angela has her sun sign in Aries and her Mercury, sorry about the silly voice, her Mercury in Pisces. However, what I think is really interesting is she's got Moon in Virgo. So what sun sign is the chap she's working with? Virgo. So we've got a nice sun-moon thing going on there. That's going to make people much more friendly. The other thing we have in her chart, she's got Moon in Virgo, and I've used 6 a.m. again, and the Moon is 0 degrees Virgo, 33 minutes. Obviously, if I go any earlier than that, it's going to make the Moon go into the sign of Leo. But I just thought, for the moment, while I'm doing these charts and contemplating and stuff, it's quite interesting, is she could possibly have Moon in Virgo. She also has Jupiter retrograde in Virgo, and what sign of the zodiac is the person she's working with? He's a Virgo, so her Jupiter retrograde conjuncts to his sun sign, her Moon probably conjuncts Uranus, I would have thought. And then she's also got Saturn retrograde. So she's got Jupiter retrograde Virgo and Saturn retrograde Virgo, and her Saturn's 22 degrees. He hasn't got anything in a later degree like that because his degrees stop at 9 in Virgo. But if we look at it past life, she could have been his teacher in a previous life. But I thought it was interesting how he's got Jupiter in Pisces retrograde, and she's got Jupiter in Virgo retrograde. Ooh. So that's quite interesting. Now she's got Pluto, because he's got lots of Pluto going on his chart. She's got Pluto in Libra, 20 degrees, is that right? And he's got Moon in Libra, don't know what degree, because I don't know what time of day it's on. But he's got Venus, so we have got a Pluto-Venus thing going on. She's got Uranus in Scorpio. He's got Neptune Scorpio. She's got Neptune retrograde in Sagittarius. He's got Neptune in Scorpio. He's got nothing in Sagittarius. And the signs of the zodiac that he is missing is Gemini, and she hasn't got any Gemini. And if you remember, because you've been listening to all my podcasts, is Boris Johnson, the liar from hell, is a sun sign Gemini. And Jupiter's transiting through Gemini at the moment, so that's interesting. In both their charts, Jupiter's transiting through the empty bits of their chart where they haven't got any planets in that sign. And she doesn't have anything in Cancer, and the sun's going through that. In fact, other than Saturn transiting, that is at the moment 19 degrees, and her Mercury's 10 degrees. Yeah, just the Saturn is the only thing that's near anything in her chart. Oh, apart from, beg your pardon, she's got Venus in Taurus. What's he got in Taurus? Nothing. She's got Venus in Taurus, and Mars is transiting past that at the moment, and Uranus. Okay. Her chart is definitely a seesaw. She's got 1, 2, 3 planets opposition 7, and she's got a yod. And regardless of the time of day she was born, that yod would still exist because there's nothing that would interfere with it. It connects her Venus, her Pluto, and her Neptune. And the third person I want to discuss today is Rachel Reeves. She's the Chancellor of the Exchequer, pretty important job. She decides where all the dosh comes from. And she's a sun sign Aquarius, sun conjunct Mars and Mercury. Sun conjunct Mercury, yes. So she's actually got her Mercury in her own sign, whilst Keir and Angela don't. And guess what her moon sign is? Give me 2 guesses. Correct. She's got moon in Virgo as well. Now, they've been chummy, bummies all on the front benches, or whatever they call it, in the opposition thing for a long amount of time. They've been together as a little team for quite a while. And obviously what's helping it is the moon thing going on. So both of them, the girlies, have got moon in Virgo, possibly. I don't know for sure for Angela, because she could have been born very, very early in the morning. Maybe at some point the times of birth will pop up. And Rachel, who's the Chancellor of the Exchequer, has Saturn in Virgo as well, because she's born in 79 and Angela's born in 80, so they've only got a year apart. Her Saturn isn't retrograde, but Angela's is. So their Saturns... Angela's Saturn's a lot later because she's born a year later. Rachel's Saturn is 11 degrees Virgo. Again, doesn't matter about time of birth, it's still going to be there. Whilst your man, Keir Starmer, has got his sun sign 9 degrees along with his Pluto. So we could do past life that Rachel Reeves was Keir Starmer's dad in the previous life, and he was her son. Ha ha. He's got 1 planet in Aquarius, which is Saturn, and he's got it retrograde. So not only has he got Jupiter retrograde and Saturn retrograde, but Angela has Jupiter retrograde and Saturn retrograde. Okay, you with me? You keeping up? Good. So Rachel has Jupiter and her Saturn is retrograde. Why is it not on the chart? Because I'm glancing at the chart, because it's just hidden underneath the moon there. Ooh. So she's got the same as him. Look at them. They've all got Jupiter and Saturn retrograde. Oh, how interesting. I didn't notice that earlier. It's only because I'm reading it out. I'm paying more attention to it. Ooh. How's that going to manifest? She's got Venus and Capricorn. And that's it. So she's got Mars, Sun, Mercury in Aquarius, Jupiter retrograde in Leo, Moon conjunct Saturn in Virgo, Pluto in Libra retrograde, Uranus in Scorpio, yes, and Neptune in Sagittarius and Venus in Capricorn. So she does have some signs of the zodiac he hasn't got. Is that right? Yes. He hasn't got anything in Capricorn or Sagittarius, so she provides that. So that's good. Makes a bit of balance. And he hasn't got anything in Leo other than he's got his North Node in Leo, 8 degrees. And she's got Jupiter in Leo. This is Rachel now, doesn't have anything in Cancer, and he does. And Angela doesn't have anything in Cancer either, but he does. So between the three of them, the sign of the zodiac, they're missing between their collective charts is nothing. Hold on, I've got to concentrate now. Aries is Angela. Taurus is Angela. Gemini, that's the sign that's missing, isn't it? Yeah, none of them have got anything in Gemini. But they've got every other sign of the zodiac between the three of them, and Jupiter's transiting through the sign of Gemini at the minute. Ooh, so there we go. So if anybody asks you why has he chosen these two particular people, I definitely could categorically state that it's because they've got some Virgo planets and he's a Virgo. And in Rachel's case, definitely has Moon in Virgo, regardless of if she was born as much earlier in the morning, because the Moon at 6 a.m. is 6 degrees. Angela, I'm not so sure about, but she's got Jupiter and Saturn retrograde in Virgo. So there we go. This is the cabinet. These are the new people that are running the country. We'll see how it all turns out. But yeah, fun stuff. So if you listened to last week's podcast and you've got Mercury conjunct Venus retrograde, with both of them retrograde, the Venus and the Mercury, then do get in contact, because I'd love to talk about your chart and I'd love you to tell me about your life, because I'm still being an absolute dork with those, but I just didn't want to bore you with that today. So yeah, ping me over an email. In fact, if you've got any questions about your chart or astrology in general, then I'm very open to questions. And also, if you haven't subscribed to my newsletter and you want to have a reading, then please subscribe ASAP. I will put the link to subscribe on my show notes. It doesn't show up on every podcast hosting, so if it doesn't show up on the one you're listening to it on, then please send me an email, because this month, only for the month of July, there's a 20% discount for subscribers. So get in there and subscribe and you can have a reading for 20% off. So I hope you have a fab week, and I'll be back next week. Bye bye now.